I gotta get up, I gotta get up, yeah. I gotta get up, I gotta get up. I gotta get up, I gotta get up, yeah. I gotta get up, I gotta get up. I gotta get up, I gotta get up, yeah. I gotta get up, I gotta get up. I gotta get up, I gotta get up, yeah. I gotta get up, I gotta get up. I gotta get up, I gotta get up, yeah. I gotta get up, I gotta get up.
Peace and much love, everybody. Peace and much love. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another edition of the Ice Kold Podcast. Yeah, I salute you guys, and I appreciate you guys for watching. And for those of you who are not watching, much love to you anyway. You know what I'm saying? This is a last minute live stream that I decided to do because it's a Saturday night and I'm bored. And y'all know how I get when I get bored. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of stuff on my mind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I was just sitting, just watching TV. Matter of fact, I had just woke up from a brief nap. Well, about a 2.5 hour nap. And when I woke up, man, I was kind of like, and I'm starting to see a lot of this stuff come across my live, I'm not my live stream, but come across my feed and all that. So I start seeing a lot of stuff popping up on my YouTube timeline and all that stuff like that. And I just want to share with you guys real quick on how this power structure that we're living under, and how it is pretty much designed to keep you and I in chaos, to keep us in poverty, to keep us in division. And I've said it many times before, and they do it through race, religion, and politics. This has been going on since the medieval days. This has been going on, way before the time of Christ. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, if you think about it, that's what all of that was all about. It was about certain people in power wanted to control the entire world. And how they do it, y'all, is through manipulation of government. They do it through overthrowing government, bankrupting a particular nation. This is how they do it. They do it through the guise of religion. And y'all did not know that it's a certain group of people who has pretty much hid themselves inside of the Catholic Church. They hid themselves under the guise of religion. And what we fail to realize that all religion, all governmental structures started in ancient Egypt. It started even in Babylon. And that's what we don't understand, because matter of fact, if you look at how this country was set up by the Freemasons, they got all of their ideas and information from ancient Egypt. Back, what we know now, well, from Kemet, what we know now as Egypt is where they got, all their ideologies from. You know what I'm saying? This is where it all come from. But if you really look at the power structures of this nation and how it is set up, I'm talking about from your local government to your statewide government to your federal government systems. All of this is by design, y'all, and it is designed to keep us in the condition that we are now through the monetary system. Oh yeah, y'all. Before we go any further, I encourage you guys to hit that like and share button. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, hit that notification bell so you'll get notified every time I post a video or every time I post a link or whatever. You'll get notified even when I go live. You know what I'm saying? Because this video, even though I'm live, it's going to be uploaded on my other channel. So you can get it either way. Either way. Right now, you're getting the live version, but the edited version will be on, that part I have to, record. Well, as a matter of fact, it's recording as we speak. I have to go back and edit it and add some stuff to it. You getting the live version. Okay. All right. So give yourself a round of applause. Yeah. Got to give a shout out to the home team, my hometown. Y'all know I'm just a country boy from right here in the Twin City, Batesburg, Leesville. I'm an old country boy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But y'all, like I said, it's just been a lot of stuff on my mind, and this is what I want y'all to share. This is what I want to share with y'all. I want y'all to listen very close to what this guy is saying. He's going to break down who started, where it all starts, and matter of fact, let me give you a brief prelude. When Jesus talked about the God of this world, when he said that you can't serve two masters, you can't serve God and mammon, I want y'all to hold on to that. Hold on to that thought. Keep that right there. Keep it right there. And I want to let this guy right here, a guy by the name of Chuck Swindoll Jr., and he's going to break it down to you. You know what I'm saying? He's going to break it down to you. Here we go. Let's go back to my screen share. There you go, right here. Here we go.
Where and what and how we came about. And so it is quite a journey, because that true essence of us has really been hidden from us. And this group, the Khazarian Mafia, has worked very hard for us to not know who we are, because if we find out, as a society, as the human collective, if we find out who we are, we will be unrulable, and we will think for ourselves, and we will develop for ourselves, and we won't be held back and shackled down by evil groups. And so the work of the Khazarian Mafia has been to suppress the knowledge of human beings, the history of human beings, the essence of human beings. And that really is what we're pursuing today, is our essence. And our history contains it, but they haven't want us to know it, because we become extremely powerful and an unstoppable force when we know who we are. Okay, so to begin, before we dive into the history of human beings, let's look very quickly at who, in my opinion, are the Khazarian Mafia. So I've developed this little slide here that shows a hierarchy. And at the top of the slide, what you're going to see is the top of the pyramid, the top of the hierarchy, and at the bottom of this slide is the bottom of the pyramid. And what this shows, what I'm hoping to do here, is to begin to open your eyes to a larger reality than the one that has been taught to you by about level 2 here, the entertainers, and 3, the low-level government officials, and so forth. Those are the quote-unquote emissaries, the representatives of this evil group, but they present the world, this evil group, in such a way that you would never know that there are many layers below them or above them. So let's look at this. At the top, we have what in Gnosticism is called the demiurge, Satan, Lucifer, Baal, Molech. These are anthropomorphisms of the evil that undergirds all of these groups. So at the very top of the pyramid is the ruler, overseer, the penultimate example of evil, which would be Satan. And so just below that are the fallen angels, watchers, archons, reptoids. It depends sort of what level you're at as far as what you know and understand about the world. But fallen angels, watchers, this comes out of the book of Enoch. The book of Enoch lays out the world in that there was a developing and thriving community history of human beings that was going on. And then there was a moment when that history, that ongoing saga, was infiltrated by an outside group. And these it just depends on where you come from on this planet to determine what the name of this group is. But the common names are the fallen angels, the watchers, the archons, and the reptoids. And the theory is that the watchers involved themselves with humans, human women, bred with them, and the children that came out of those copulations were the Nephilim, the giants. And that's the next level down. Black nobility, Black Pope, Order of the Black Snake, Zoroastrian and Nephilim bloodlines. Again, these are all hidden. These are not individuals, entities, groups that you would ever know about and you were to never know about. And these are what are behind the next level here, which is the Khazarian Mafia. And the Khazarian Mafia, really, there's a line that's drawn between those top 3 and the rest of the groups. And that is, this is when you begin to fall into categories of people that you know of, that you might have seen once or twice. The Jesuit order, Babylonian, Canaanite bloodlines. This fills this next level, the Freemasons, Illuminati, Committee of 300, Club of Rome, Scottish Rite, CIA. The bloodlines of those groups are inside the Khazarian Mafia, Jesuit order, Babylonian, Canaanite bloodlines. I know this is a mouthful, but our history is very involved. So this then would lead to the low-level government officials, judges, FBI, WHO, and DEA, supposedly the people that you vote into office, which we all know that you don't. But supposedly, these would be the common everyday people that you're seeing all the time. So you can see, by looking at this order, these groups, you could see we move from a totally invisible order to a fully visible order, and it shifts within these groups here in the middle. What's also interesting, Club of Rome, Scottish Rite, these groups require pedophilia to enter. What you're going to notice, the common thread that comes out of these ancient orders of people, groups of people, is child sacrifice, blood sacrifice, And to be a part of these groups, you must be a person who involves yourself at that level. And so the Scottish Rite and Club of Rome, these groups, it's required that you engage in some kind of CP, in order to enter the group. And then you have the bottom three: low-level government officials, judges, FBI, WHO, DEA, entertainers, media, sports.
Now, let me clue you guys in on something real quick. For those of you who call yourself a part of the quote-unquote church, you got to understand this right here. All religion started in Babylon. So get that. I want y'all to keep that in your mind, all right? But let's go back to how this power structure is set up. And you got people in power, and we're going to talk about the Rothschilds, the Rockefeller Foundation. We're going to talk about all of that. And like I said, I'm going to try to get all of this in real briefly, okay? Because I want to do a third part of this whole thing probably within the next couple weeks. But understand this right here. You have a bloodline of the rich and powerful. And I've talked about this for so long, how a handful of people that control the masses. You know, I talked about how the 10% controls the 90%. And this right here, I mean, this lays out the whole foundation. And what gets me, you know, when he talk about the order of the black snake, okay, the Jesuits, the Babylonian and Canaanite bloodline, those people are what we call now the Ashkenazis. That's where the word Nazi come from. You know, the Khazars. When you look at the area over in Ukraine, you'll get a full understanding of how you have a certain group of people infiltrated government system, the financial system, and how they corrupted this whole thing. And this went back way, this went on way before the days of Jesus Christ. Matter of fact, you go to the book of the book of Revelation, when Jesus, you know, when he gave John the revelations on the Isle of Patmos concerning a people who call themselves Jews but are not. You got to understand, these people are Jewish. What does that word Jewish mean? They're like Jews, but they're not Jews. Jesus said, I know the works of you. You know, you say you're Jews, but you're not. So there is a people who are hiding themselves under the guise of religion. Matter of fact, these people who call themselves Jews, they have no Semitic bloodline to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They have none. Okay, understand that. Now, when you talk about the Jesuit order of the Babylonians and the Canaanites, this is when the Rothschilds and I think his name was Mayor Amschel Rothschild, I think that was his name. He had 5 sons, and he sent his 5 sons in different nations to set up a banking system. You got to understand that the Rothschilds themselves was these Khazars, these Ashkenazi Jews, well, so-called Jews. And what they did was they set up what we, you know, this whole banking system. And what they did was they was lending money to kings and queens, to nobles and princes, stuff like that. That's who they was lending money to. And then they started lending monies to nations. And this is how the Federal Reserve was set up. Matter of fact, I think go back to the year 1910 of how the Federal Reserve was set up in this country. A guy by the name of Nelson Aldrich, I think he was the senator at that time. Yeah. Go look up Jekyll Island, and you will get a better understanding. You get it will give you a more in-depth detail of what went on and how this whole banking system and how we pretty much, well, I can't say we, how they pretty much handed over this country to these, these banking families, the IMF, the Federal Reserve. And like I keep saying, y'all, this whole system was designed to keep us where we are. It was designed that way. Keep us in chaos, to keep us in division, to keep us a certain group of people in poverty. I mean, if you look at it, basically it's a pecking order. You feel what I'm saying? Because I still say a lot of people just don't get it. We argue over Democrats, Republicans, and those things are pretty much distractions, people. Those things are distractions to what's really going on. Just when you think, just because you voted for a certain presidential candidate, and he gets elected and he gets selected in office, you think that your vote really counted. No. You got to understand this right here. This whole system, put it like this right here. Your presidents are not elected. They are selected. This is why they have what they call the electoral college. Because the true voting results doesn't come, well, who voted, who has the most vote. It's what goes through the electoral college. Keep that in mind, people. And you have the rich and powerful people that runs these electoral college. Okay? The Freemasons. Yeah. Because look at right here, it says low-level government officials, judges, FBI. If you don't know what the WHO is, the World Health Organization. Yeah. And look who's on that committee. Yeah. Bill Gates. Take Elon Musk, for instance. Why is they allowing Bill Gates to get access to the nation's funding system? Why? Money system. Why? In the Bible talks about how certain nations will give their power to the beast. They give up their authority to the beast. Y'all, we're seeing, I'm not going to say this is prophecy. This is strategic planning, and it's unfolding right before our very eyes. Their agenda is about to come to full circle, people. I already told y'all a few years ago that by the year 2030, they're going to put into action where they're going to eliminate, or shall I say, reduce the Earth's population. And some say it's by 30%. This is what they're planning, y'all. And now you have Donald Trump, he ordered airstrikes on quote unquote America's most number one enemies. What Donald Trump is what he's doing is he's trying to launch or plunge us into a third world war. That's all that's about to happen. And I wouldn't be surprised before the end of his presidential term that we won't have civil unrest in this country. I wouldn't be surprised, because you got to understand what the whole new world order agenda is. It's order out of chaos. And that's where Elon Musk going to step in. He's going to have all of the answers to the problem that's going on in this country when it comes to our finances, to when it comes to social issues. That's where Bill Gates going to come in. That's where Klaus Schwab's going to come in. Y'all think about it now. Why do you think they fought so hard to ban TikTok? Because you had a lot of people who was posting videos on TikTok. They was coming forth with the truth, and people were starting to wake up. Yeah, because TikTok is a platform that any video that you post, they don't block your videos for, especially when it comes to the Freedom of Speech Act. You feel what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot of stuff on TikTok, man, where, that my eyes, I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. That's why they was trying so hard to ban TikTok. Y'all, do me a favor. Throw your boy a little something on. Go to that Cash App, please. Go to that Cash App and bless your homeboy. All right. Let's get back to this video.
Sports figures, public officials. These would not be the bloodlines. These would not be the true origins. These would be people that have sold their soul. They have sold their life and soul to Molech, and they have given over all their humanity, all their compassion over to evil. And so they are in service. They are in service to evil. And you are not to know that. Us at the bottom there, the feeders, the breeders, commodities, and assets, that's us. The world, the earth, in my opinion, is a farm, and we are the assets, the commodities that come out of the way the earth is put together, the way that it's run right now. Obviously, this is a blasphemous version of the original earth. It wasn't like this at one time, but it has been the earth, us as a society, have been infiltrated by a parasite, and that parasite is pure evil. And so in order to overcome this, in order to overcome these groups and to change the world, we must save ourselves. And the way we save ourselves is through knowledge, is through learning and understanding not only who we are, but the world round about. And in order to do that, you're going to have to remove the assumptions that you have. And when you see a list like this, you're going to have to begin to see the world in a larger scope than the assumed constriction that has been inculcated into you. And that's inculcated into you through entertainers, media, sports figures, public officials, your education, your science, your medicine, your religion. These are all ways, disciplines used to constrict your world and to make your focus much smaller, to only see the world through a pair of binoculars rather than seeing the world naturally through your own eyes. And so when you see the world confined like this, you're only seeing so much of the world. And really, science, medicine, politics, religion, government, these things, even our agriculture, these things are what deplete and sicken us as individuals and as a society, because they are false realities. And so my words here and what I'm showing you here is very revulsive to folks that are really caught up. But it's the only way we're going to grow. It's the only way we're going to learn, is to find out that the history we've been taught, the medicine we've been taught, the life we have been taught is false. And it's because it comes out of this order, as I've showed you, these groups here. A quick look at the costumes these groups wear is the, let's see, let me find it here. Yes, is this slide here, the Cult of Baal image drawn by Dylan Monroe. And this shows you, looking at the top here, this shows you the costumes that these groups have worn so that you would never see the actuality below the costume. And so they've hidden themselves inside of the kings, inside the royalty, inside the ruling groups and empires that have controlled and steered humanity. And this evil has cloaked itself in many different forms, such as the Roman Empire, the Roman Catholic Church.
Let me pause right there for a minute, y'all. Y'all hear what he just said? Let he who has an ear hear. This right here, I mean, y'all, if this don't break it down to you guys in its most simplest form, I don't know what will. That's why we can no longer continue going on like we're going, pretending like, you know, everything is hunky-dory, everything is okay. You know, while they got us looking up, they're planning, strategically planning. We looking up for some God that come out of the sky and rescue us and take us out of all of this. I'm going to say this right here. The beginning of all wisdom and knowledge is knowing yourself. You know that Jesus said that the kingdom of God is on the inside of you. We need to search within. Why they want to keep us looking up and keep us distracted with all of this bull crap that's going on around us. And I said it before, they're keeping us divided through race, religion, and politics. They're keeping us down financially. They're keeping us down socially. Once we grab a hold of this whole concept and toss all of this religious pseudo belief system, toss it to the side. Everything that you thought you knew. You know, toss all that to the side and grab hold of this whole concept of knowing thyself first. You know, they talk about this American dream, y'all, and I'm a firm believer. In order for you to fall for this American dream bull crap, you have to be asleep. You have to be sleeping. And we have slept on too much stuff for so long, y'all. This is part of their agenda, to keep us asleep. They don't want us to wake up. They want us to continue to be a slave to the system. Simple as that. Simple as that. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to share something with you guys real quick. Hold on a second here. Hold on. If I can find this. I'm going to get it, y'all. But anyway, y'all, that's their whole plan. That's their whole plot. To keep us stuck in one place. The white man blaming the black man, the black man blaming the Hispanics. You know, the rich want to say, you know, it's these poor people, this, that, and the third that's holding us down. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, this is, and I feel like I can't get no plainer than what, you know, what it already is. You know what I'm saying? And everything is right in in plain sight. We just have to have the common sense to put two and two together. Use your God-given common sense. If it ain't adding up, if it ain't making sense and it don't add up, what did the lawyer, the guy that represented O.J. Simpson, what did he say? If it don't fit, you must acquit. Johnny Cochran, that's his name. That's his name. If it don't fit, you must acquit. I'm still looking, y'all. I'm trying to find what I want to share with you guys. And I'm just going to read it off of my, I had it saved the other day. Here we go. Watch this. I'm gonna read to see if you go to the south. Excuse me. If you go to the southwest desert and catch 100 red fire ants as well as 100 large black ants and put them in a jar, at first nothing will happen. However, if you violently shake the jar and dump them back on the ground, the ants will fight until they eventually kill each other. Now, here's the thing right here, y'all. The red ants thinks that the black ants are the enemy and vice versa. When in reality, the real enemy is the person who shook the jar. This is exactly what's happening in today's society. Liberals versus conservatives, black versus white, pro-mask versus anti-mask. You got Muslim versus Christians. All of that, man, is just a distraction. All of it. All of it is a distraction. And once we get in our minds, y'all, that us black people, we need to realize not all white people are our enemies. Until you middle class folks, you rich folks, the poor people is not the enemy. They're not the problem. Okay? Watch this. And I keep telling y'all, we have a group of people that's running this country. We have this bloodline family. Some people say, the Illuminati and, Freemasons, whatever. It's all the same, y'all. It's all the same. And I tell everybody all the time, I believe in God. I believe in the Bible, but I just don't take that Bible literally. You feel what I'm saying? I just don't believe in God the way that religion has taught us. I believe in a godly system according to what the ancestors believed, what they built their spiritual foundation upon. And we have to live with the mindset, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a motherfucking duck, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. That part. Let's get back to Mr. Chuck Swindoll.
The Jesuit order, Pharaonic Egypt, these would be the costumes that the evil has adorned so that you would never know that you're being ruled by evil. And when you look at a map like this, where it shows how they've simply changed their costume within the theater that is the human collective, you'll see how they have mastered the human race and controlled it and held it to account in a very, very small world that does not reflect actual nature, actual reality. They've put us into a conflict-oriented world is what they've done, and I've spent many videos talking about that. And one of the ways that you shorten the life and constrict the mind of a human being is by filling them with lies and filling them with poisons, filling them not only with food poisons, but religious poisons and governmental poisons and historical poisons. And you do that enough to any human being, any human collective, you will permanently disable them. Permanently in the sense that as long as they are within and absorbed by those poisons and taken by those poisons, they will not get out. Okay, so from that basic general look at the actual world, let's go to the beginning here on the first slide where I talk about where this essay came from, and yeah, let's get started. This essay is an offspring of the Cliff High Substack write-up called Walk Without Rhythm, found here. And if you'd like, please feel free to copy that address down, put that in your computer, and check it out. I'm going to also present his essay here. As you know, I agree with some of what Cliff High says, and I disagree with some of what Cliff High says. That's called a healthy relationship. Cliff retweeted my Luciferian video as legit info years ago, so I can't dismiss the guy completely. His human manipulation theory has legit clout, and it ties in well to our discussion today. Now, before I continue any further, I know that this evil group has done a very good job of tribing out humanity. Tribing out meaning coercing different groups of people into set beliefs. And the beliefs that these different groups subscribe to are incongruent with each other. So
now, what did I just say? What did I just say? What did I just tell y'all? This is how they, y'all, this is how they keep us under this slave mentality. This basically, this plantation mentality. This is how they do it. And I tell y'all through religion, race, and race, religion, and politics. Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me do this right here. Yeah. I'm gonna get this video going just a second. Hold on. Now, this is a guy by the name of Cliff High, and Chuck Swindoll Jr. just referenced the guy's name. Matter of fact, those are some of his manuscripts that he was reading, and everything that he talked about in his essays, we're seeing it unfold before our very eyes, people. We're seeing it unfold before our very eyes. I'm going to play this video clip by Cliff High, and I want you to see if y'all can grab hold of this, all right? Hold on a second. There we go.
Probably no one in history that I've ever seen that's been attacked the way you've been attacked and the way they've done it, so coordinated and systematically. And when you see those same people in the past, very favorable to you, like Oprah, when you were on Oprah's show,
very.
She was encouraging you to
Last
be
week I did one of her last shows, and I said, boy, we've come a long way since that.
October 25th, 2024 of the Trump and Rogan discussion is a pivotal point for the emergence of sci-fi world, for the visibility of the emergence of sci-fi world. It's emerging all around us.
What if I told you the next major global event might already be written in the collective unconscious, just waiting to unfold? And what if the trigger could be something as simple as Donald Trump sitting down with Joe Rogan? Cliff High, the internet's self-proclaimed oracle, predicts something massive could happen just 39 days after that interview. But how does he know this? And how accurate are his bold predictions? Stick around, because we're unpacking Cliff High's incredible forecasting method, his hits, his misses, and this mysterious 39
manually code the emotional aspects of language in each and every word as I went along it, and it was just taking forever because I had over 1 million words to do. I didn't start off with 1 million words. I grew over time, but I mean, initially I had a digital copy of the Oxford English Dictionary that a friend of mine who was working for them at the time sent to me. And I stripped off all of the definitions and stuff and just had the lexicon and worked off of that.
That's amazing.
And so I made that prediction, and instantly things went all squirrely on me because everybody started talking about the prediction and the 9/11 happening together. So the next time I ran a data gathering exercise, it didn't work because of so much of my own stuff being involved.
Regurgitated back because everyone's talking about what it was. Yeah.
The circuitous reference, right? It's like, you're doing, you're sitting there composing music, and it sounds great, everything's working, but there's this vague feeling, and you just don't know what it is. And then when you're done, you think, oh, damn, I just composed the theme to such and such sitcom.
Kryptonesia. Yeah, Kryptonesia crept in on you.
Exactly. Kryptonesia, right? And so it's a case of it's the knowledge is hidden even from you.
Yes.
And so it was a case of running into that. Now, the premise that this operates on is that language can be an effective encoder of emotion. This is how we actually, most of the way in which humans communicate emotion to and from is facial. Okay.
Right.
68% of the communication is nonverbal. But of the verbal part of it, it can be a very effective communicator for emotion. And so what I did was to quantify that in my own squirrely way with numbers relative to emotions, and tacking them onto words. And then I found that some words change their emotions very rapidly for no known reason. Okay. And I characterized that as psychic impressions in us leaking out in making us search for new language. All right.
Got it.
And so here's the thing. At the time I was a school kid, it was expected that a normal English school kid that got all the way through high school and didn't flunk out would have a vocabulary where they would have been exposed to about over 100,000 English language words. All right. So they would sort of know about 100,000 of these words. But out of that, maybe they would only in their lives really use 35,000. And out of that 35,000, depending on the nature of their job, maybe in any given week, they're really only using 2,000 or 3,000 words because they're talking about the same shit over and over and over again, right?
Yes.
When you're selling shoes, you're just talking about shoes. So you get to the point where, for some reason, that shoe salesman, on the same forum that he's on every other day, talking about his ordinary, mundane Instagram kind of things, all of a sudden has to reach in his mind for a word that is way the hell out of those 2,000 words he normally uses in any given week.
Right.
And that word, and he's not even really sure he's using it right, but he feels forced, compelled to put it in there for some reason. And that's how words become prescient, because he's got some emotion within him. He's feeling it in such a way, but he doesn't have an adequate understanding of what he's feeling or why it's necessary for him to get that feeling out.
Yes.
And it's this psychic impression. And we have
if y'all paid attention to what he was saying, the part that really got me when he said he predicted all of this, y'all, open up your mind and broaden your scope. Everything that we're seeing now, even to the fires out in California, these drones, all of that. This is not no spooky prophecy. This is something that has been planned out I already told y'all that under the Trump administration, we're going to be plunged into a third world war. This country is going to be faced with a civil unrest. And this is where the New World Order agenda is going to kick in, y'all. And I think Elon Musk is going to be kind of like the Antichrist, or shall I say the beast. Okay? This is when the Antichrist system is going to really come into play. And I've told y'all many times before that I don't believe that the Antichrist is a actual person. I believe that the Antichrist is going to be a system that's going to come against these people who are what they want to call us the woke society. Those who read between the lines, those who really grasping a hold of this whole concept of how we're being oppressed and how we're being kept down under this slave mentality nation that we're in. Y'all, I don't necessarily claim myself to know everything, but I'm from the old school, y'all. You know enough to know better. I'm just letting y'all know that, hey, my third eye is open. I'm seeing right through the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing right through it, y'all. I'm seeing right through it. Matter of fact, the guy I do a little bit of work for, he asked me, did I vote? I said, vote for what? I'm not going to subscribe to a system that means us any good. I'm not going to fall into this slave master slave society. Yeah, I depend on I depend on the government for my monthly income that I get. Yeah, I depend on that, but I'm not letting that be my only source. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not letting that be my only source. And I'm gonna tell y'all something right now that I'm tell y'all something so profound. We need to start preparing ourselves. We really need to start preparing ourselves because the system is about to collapse, and they're going to collapse it on purpose because that's going to be a part of the Great Reset. If y'all don't know what the Great Reset is, go look it up. Go look up Klaus Schwab, the Bill Gates Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation. The world, put it like this, Ray, the world that we once knew it is as we know it now is going to cease to exist. Because they're already talking about a one world currency. They're already talking about a one world government. They have been talking about for years a one world religion. Y'all think about this right here. Why do you think as soon as Trump got in office, he started signing, executive orders for this? Why do you think? Just like when Biden first got in the office, first thing he did was shut down the oil lines, the pipeline. First thing he did. And y'all got to understand that executive order is a motherfucker, man. It's so amazing how, with the stroke of a pen, you can execute orders just by, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, our president, your senators, your congressmen, they don't have the power. It's the people above them, the puppet masters. We got to understand, your Democrats and your Republicans, they're just puppets. They're just pawns in the game on the chessboard, what we call life. Matter of fact, who was that? The guy he was a Freemason. What was his name? He said that the whole world is a stage. Was it Shakespeare? The whole world is a stage, y'all. I like to look at it like this right here. The whole world is a chessboard. When you got these people in power, they're playing chess while we're playing checkers. Strategy, strategic planning, years, centuries of strategic planning. And when this whole new world order come into fruition or come to full circle, this won't be the first time that we've been under a new world order. I think one of the new world order started back in 315 AD. I think it was under Constantine, Emperor Constantine, with the fall of the Roman Empire. Keep that in mind, people. Yeah. The Great Reset. There's been many resets. I think one reset was back in, I think it was 15. I read it somewhere. I think it was in the early 1500s. So you have a great reset that occurs every couple of hundreds of years. Yeah. So we have to get ourselves to a point where we break away from all of the distraction that's going on around us, and I want to say this to my Christian brothers and sisters, all of my church folk. We go to a church to get affirmation. We wait on the pastor or the reverend or the bishop to affirm to us what God already affirmed. That we are the blessed of God. We are the chosen one of God. Y'all, we need to keep that in mind. How can another man or woman, affirm to me of who I am in God's eyes? I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's all a money racket. It's all about the rich get rich and the poor get poor. Why you think these TV preachers they manage to have all these mega churches? Where do all that tithing and offering go to? Where did it go to? It's definitely not going back to you to support your household or your community. Hell, just about in every major city in this country, especially on the East Coast and down south, you have a church in every major city. And you also have a Masonic lodge. You also have a Jehovah's Witness temple. A mosque. Think about that now. I'm telling y'all, this whole system is designed to keep us under their control. Because I look at it like this right here. If not just half of us, I'm gonna say just matter of fact, if a select few people of us will actually really wake up and stand up, I believe that we'll be on our way to something, of that thing called liberation. Yeah. I firmly believe that, y'all, that once we wake up and like they say, wake up and smell the coffee. Oh yeah. And wake up and really smell the bullshit. Oh yeah. We'll be well on our way. Y'all, please hit that like and share button. All right. Hit that like and share button. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell. Y'all, that's about all the time I got for tonight. Like I said, I didn't mean to. My intention wasn't to be on this long. I was just going to spend a few minutes, but I just had so much. I had just so much on that's been pent up inside of me all day. You know what I'm saying? It's just been pent up because, like I said, you know, I try to keep up with what's going on around us in this world. I try to keep up with it, and that's why I don't spend a lot of my time watching this. You know, everybody watching the football game, the playoffs, and all this bullshit. You know, on and all this stuff on TV. You know, I try to keep up with what's going on around me, because if we don't pay attention what's going on around us and get a more in-depth look at what's really going on with us, we will never know how it shapes and affect our everyday life. We will never know that because we're not paying attention. We get distracted by entertainment. We get distracted by sports and you know, and social media. You know, what's trending. We get distracted by that, y'all, and we need to break out of this matrix. And we need to understand that all of that shit was designed to keep us asleep, to keep us dumbed down. That's all. That's all. Y'all see I got my Cash App up there, right? You know, any amount, whether it's $1, $2, $3, it will help, because there's so much stuff that I really need to get out there, y'all. So much, you know, just by me running this live stream on this particular app that I'm using, it costs me money to upload certain videos on my screen share and share with y'all. That costs. Yeah. That's why I encourage y'all, hit that Cash App so I can keep this thing going, y'all. So I can keep it going. Because I feel like I shouldn't fall short of trying to free your doggone minds, because you got a lot of people, you know, you got certain people, all they do is just trolling or just standing by, just listening to what I got to say, and don't want to really support what I got to say, or don't want to partake, don't want to partake of what's really going on, you know. But like I said, y'all, I didn't intend on to be on this long, but I just had to get that out. I'm gonna try to come back with part 2. Excuse me, no, not part 2, or part 3 in the next couple of weeks. But like I said, on this early this week, I got certain other projects that I'm working on right now, and I'm trying to get my health, especially my mental health back on point, because I've been finding it very hard ever since last year. I've been finding it hard to really concentrate on, you know, and being that I've been spending these past 2 weeks really concentrate on the task at hand, and really getting some positive encouragement and feedback from certain people, you know, that's just been giving me that encouragement, you know, giving me that nudge, you know what I'm saying? And even though I spend a majority of my time, you know, to myself, I'm gonna say 99.5% of the time I spend, you know, when I'm here by myself, you know, that's when I can really relate to what's going on, you know, you know, and that allows me to relate to you guys. I try not to get so distracted by you know what I see on TV. I really don't start watching TV till like late at night. Like during the day, I might catch the news, watch a couple YouTube videos on YouTube. But other than that, y'all, I'm spending most of my time just meditating and concentrating and thinking, you know, thinking of ways to grow and get better. You know, and thinking of ways where I can avoid the confusion and the chaos. I mean, not saying that I'm exempt from, you know, the confusion and chaos, but find a way to navigate myself around it and relay all of this information back to you guys. That's why I'm encouraging y'all to hit that Cash App so I can keep this message going, y'all. Until next time, y'all, this your boy, the Big Ice, the man behind the mic, saying peace and much love. Peace and much love.